to today's video. My name is Larissa from Living in Color blog, and I'm so excited to share with you my curriculum picks for the 2021-2022 school year. So I didn't plan on doing this morning, but as I was organizing the books that have arrived for this year, I decided I should just pull out the camera and show you guys what I'm doing. I'm going to do an official little video on both my Instagram and my YouTube channel that will show you guys exactly which books I'm using for each subject. So that's not this video. This is just, hey everyone, here's what I'm using this year, throwing off a few different names of curriculums and programs, and then we will dive into exactly what we're using for each subject: math, geography, literature, all of that. So I'm just going to spout off a few things and really just finally share with you guys what we're doing this year, and that's it. So let's get started. So as I've shared before, we follow a Charlotte Mason homeschool philosophy in our home. So everything you'll see follows a Charlotte Mason philosophy. It's part of what she used in her programs, and I think this is a good time to share with you what exactly I found as a really great resource for this year. I originally was going to do Ambleside Online, and I'm still pulling from that quite a bit for my daughter. She's 6 and she's going to be a year 1 student if you're looking at the Ambleside Online ages. But we actually signed up as members for the CMEC, and the CMEC is the Charlotte Mason Educational Center. Celeste Cruz and Amy Snell are the founders, and it's actually a charter school in a couple of different locations around the US, but they extended their curriculum and all of their findings and resources and videos and trainings and educational courses to the public. So we paid $300 to be a member. And with that came a huge giant shopping list of books and a huge amazing full website full of resources. I just can't even begin to express how thankful I am for the CMEC. With my daughter being a first year student, it's technically her first year homeschooling. This is first grade. Or through Ambleside, it's called Year 1, and through the CMEC or Charlotte Mason's original grades, it's actually Form 1B. So my daughter will be Form 1B this year, and that's technically first grade. And here are all the things we're using. So again, I have a giant full book list of things that I've purchased, of supplies I've purchased, and that will come later on in a few weeks. But per the CMEC, a lot of the recommendations for nature, geography, history, a lot of it aligns with Ambleside and some of it doesn't. So let's get into it, and I'll show you exactly what we're using. The hymns and the folk songs and the poetry is where I like to start when I'm planning my year. And I love that the CMEC kind of planned that out for me. I don't have to sit and handpick what I want to do. These are all of the hymns and all the scriptures that my daughter and I will go over this year. It is a really beautiful book. So I got one for me, one for her, and I actually got one for my 3-year-old, so she didn't feel left out. So it has the poetry, the hymns, the folk songs, and it even has the music because she will learn piano this year. So it has the music too. So I have those. Those are from Riverbend Press. These are just nature notebooks. And then I have the composer and the artist that we're going to be learning. Those are all chosen by the CMEC, and everyone across all curriculums and grades does the same one each year, just like Ambleside, which I love. So I have those, and then I have bigger prints as well. That's right here. And then, okay, so the CMEC chose all of that stuff for me, and then as far as Bible and things like that, we have, I love these J. Patterson Smith books. I have 2 of these for American history. So in Ambleside, they have you do ancient history and American history. Their history is a little bit different than how Charlotte Mason actually did it. I think she had Form 1B students or first grade students doing history, just American heroes. And I'm pretty sure that's what we're going to be doing with the CMEC. So I got this book. Again, I'll show you everything, but yes, we are only doing American history this year, I believe. Lots of really classic books. These are all books that Charlotte Mason used in her actual programs, which that is why I love the CMEC, because they are choosing things that students actually used in the programs, which I think is wonderful. That's what I would do. I would sit and compile everything, and then it would take me forever, but I would do it. And the CMEC does it for me, and I'm totally happy to support those moms because they're just homeschool moms like me and you. And they're just really true to Charlotte Mason's methods, and I can really appreciate that. So anyway, so we've got American history. Let's see. We're definitely going to be doing some fables. This is the Aesop fables. And then for reading, okay, so now I'm going to share with you exactly what I'm doing for reading, math, French, and I think that's it for today. And then I'll show you a couple of literature resources. But for reading, I am not using a reading curriculum. Per Charlotte Mason, it is important to use everyday nursery rhymes, to use poetry and poems that your students are familiar with to teach them how to read. She also really recommends pairing phonemic awareness with sight words, so word memorization. So I'm doing both of those, and I'm going to film a video later on how I'm teaching my daughter to read. She's already had a little bit of instruction with letter sounds, but the number one tip I can give you is always teach letter sounds before letter names. So that was something I wish I had known before I was teaching a bunch of students in kindergarten, but I know now. So, and then as far as reading, I got these little primers as well. These are the Free and Treadwell primers. So for math, we are using the Simply Charlotte Mason program. I bought this last year thinking she would use it her kindergarten year, and I knew I wanted to wait until she was an official Form 1B student, aka first grade. And then we are also doing Paper Sloyd. This is technically geometry. I'm very excited about it. It's one of our handicrafts, but it's also geometry. So we're going to be doing Paper Sloyd and 2 other handicrafts. The CMEC picks all of that stuff for me, which I love. They have tutorial videos, they have book recommendations, supply recommendations. Again, I can't preach how much I love them. I really was all in on Ambleside, you guys, and it just was a total 180 when I found out about the CMEC. Okay, and then for French, we are doing talkbox.mom. I bought this last year and we started it, but we have little friends walking around. So I started it, but I also have the Cherrydale Press program. I'm going to use both of these. I like TalkBox because it has you using the language in your everyday. So this first unit is snack time, and it just has phrases that you use with your students. Charlotte Mason was huge on not just learning isolated vocabulary. She really wanted students to be immersing themselves in the language and using it every single day, and TalkBox is great for that. But I also have heard good things about Cherrydale Press, so I have that too, and we're just going to see what works best. So that will be her Form 1 language, is French. And then lastly, for literature, I have a ton of different literature stuff. Since we're doing American history, we are also going to be finishing up the Little House on the Prairie series, so we'll read those. We're going to be reading the Blue Fairy book, and I believe the Red Fairy book. And then we also have a ton of poems, and I bought this book, and then I have a few other poetry books. But again, I'm not going to go into all the books I bought because there's quite a few. But that's pretty much it. I'm using the CMEC. I'm absolutely stoked about it. If you have a student who is in first grade or Form 1B or Year 1 or whatever, I highly recommend you check it out. I've already gotten 3 or 4 of my friends to sign up for it because I know that all of the resources they compiled are wonderful. So that is what we're using this year. We are official Charlotte Mason homeschoolers. I'm so excited for Year 1. And let me know if you have any questions. I hope this video was helpful to you, and check back in a few weeks to see exactly what I'm using for each subject and a little bit more details on everything we're using. Until next time, thanks for watching.